Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nation newspaper. The major story here, NNPCL, petrol sells for half its landing cost. That's what the NNPCL is quoted as saying. All right, that's the major story on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the Punch newspaper now, still talking about the NNPC's reports that 9.3 trillion naira petrol import as queues linger. And the riders there, petrol subsidy gulps 3.3 trillion naira, NNPC incurs 1.8 trillion naira energy security cost. Port Harcourt to Warri depots receive PMS task force arrest black marketers. And the picture story there is that of long queues along roads, some roads in Lagos. Another story here quickly. Producers decline sale of 460,000 barrels per day crude to Dangote others. And forex shortage, domestic airlines ground 42 aircraft. Akume Edun lead local government autonomy implementation panel. Some stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper. To the Blueprint now. Independent petrol producers, crude supply to Dangote refinery, others must be on willing buyer, willing seller basis. NNPCL explains 7.2% stake in Dangote refinery. And one private sector can be used to subsidize another. IPPG is quoted as saying that that's the Independent Petrol Producers Group. Another story here, ITUC, the Trade Union Congress, NLC Sizzler cry foul over Ajero's police invitation. Labour wants, threatens showdown, CSS urge transparency. Our client will appear August the 29th. Falana writes the police. That's a counsel to NLC president speaking there. All right, to the business day now. Tinubu's petrol subsidy gulps 15 trillion naira as scarcity worsens. Economists say subsidy hurting government revenue. That's the business day. Another story here, ghost of First Bank's legal battles return to haunt AGM capital raise on the front page of the business day. To the Nigeria News Direct now, alleged terrorism financing, Falana CSOs weighed in as NLC threatens shutdown over Ajero's invitation. Be on red alert for nationwide action if Comrade Ajero is arrested. That's what the NLC is saying to its members. Ajero can't honor police invitation due to prior engagement. Counsel to them, to him rather, is saying that's Femi Falana. CSOs demand open investigation into allegations. Lagos task force cracks down on petrol hawkers, sees 2,000 litres. Nigeria to save 10 billion naira with launch of climate accountability portal. LPG 12 kg cooking gas price soars 55% in 1 year. That's what the National Bureau of Statistics is saying. Osun APC PDP clash over NSE validation on Adeleke's projects. Alleged 80 billion naira fraud. Appeal court orders Yahaya Bello to stand trial. Some stories on the front page of the Nigeria News Direct. To the front page of the New Telegraph. Alleged terrorism financing others will shut down economy if Ajero is arrested, NLC wants. Calls on state councils, affiliate unions to mobilize members, asks federal government to stop witch-hunting labor leaders. Ajero gives on date to honor police invitation. ITUC condemns ongoing intimidation of trade unions in Nigeria. And some other story here. PMS prolonged scarcity looms as imports drops by 33%. Some stories on the front page of the New Telegraph. And we move now to the front page of this Nigeria newspaper. Police invitation, NLC will go on strike if Ajaero is arrested. Agreed to honor invite on August the 29th. Falana demands details of allegation against Ajaero. ITUC condemns ongoing intimidation of unions in Nigeria. And this sad story, 40,000 persons displaced, 28 dead in Jigawa flood disaster, says Governor Namadi. A really sad one there. And Wike, 1 year of giant strides in the FCT. And the picture there depicting the stride he is taking. All right, on the front, and the final story on this front page of this Nigerian newspaper, Appeal Court affirms Shaibu as Edo Deputy Governor. To the Platform Times now, NLC mobilizes for nationwide strike over Ajaero's terrorism financing probe. And another story, Kogi Guba SDP candidate Ajaka confident of victory at Supreme Court. And the story here, why I allowed Muslim clerics speak from my pulpit, Pastor Kumi of the Deeper Life Bible Church is speaking on that. All right, some stories on the front page of the Platform Times. Ibrahim.
Well, the first one with me here is the Vanguard newspaper with the headline, Police invitation to Ajaero, we won't be silenced. That's according to the NLC. Directs workers to shut down economy if Ajaero is arrested, as Global Workers Group, CSOs, others raise the alarm over worsening rights abuse in Nigeria. Police again fail to arraign protesters, says activist Adeyanju. Cost of governance will cut 10 billion naira from COP29 expenses. That's the presidency. 3 years on the throne, the hardest lesson I learned, Olu of Warri. Diaspora remittances rise 130% to $553 million in July. That's according to CBN. Right-of-way tussle threatens Nigeria's telecom sector. Next is Daily Independent. Federal government moves to enforce Supreme Court verdict on local government autonomy. Raises 10-man inter-ministerial committee led by Akume. Implements plan to save 10 billion naira from COP29 expenses. Appeal Court affirms Shaibu as Edo Deputy Governor. Alleged terrorism financing. Ajaero makes U-turn, accepts to honor police invitation, August the 29th. TUC condemns intimidation of trade unions in Nigeria. We don't have record of ex-CJN Onogen's CCT case file. That's according to AGF. Diaspora remittance grows by 130%, hits all-time high of $553 million in July. New presidential jet unnecessary, waste of resources, aviation experts. Rivers crisis will consume Wike, Damagum, Clark warns. Next is First News newspaper. Local government autonomy. SGF inaugurates committee to enforce Supreme Court judgment. Ajaero snubs police invitation, demands details of allegations. NLC threatens nationwide strike. Appeal Court upholds Philip Shaibu as Edo Deputy Governor. Fuel scarcity worsens. IPMAN blames NNPCL for no supply anywhere. CBN records unprecedented 130% surge in remittance inflows for July 2024. Wave of terror in Katsina. Governor's aide, wife, killed. Over 28 abducted in escalating bandit attacks. Next is Salient Times. Federal government raises 10-member committee to enforce Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. Court remands chemist accused of raping 9-year-old girl to death in Kano. Fubara receives PDP BOT members in Rivers, vows to resolve crisis. Nigeria's inflation decline in July shows monetary measures yielding results. That's according to CBN. Next is Leadership newspaper. 2027, Shekarau, Ado, Yakasei, Tafida, others float Northern Democrats. 221 register as NLD members, mobilized for strategic summit. Marketers profiteering pension worsens fuel scarcity. Labour CSOs fume over police invitation to NLC president. UBEC to unveil 12 smart schools. And then no record of XCGN Onogen's CCT case file. That's according to Fagbemi. NCC orders telcos to block stolen SIMs in 5 minutes. Next is Daily Trust newspaper. Concerns as 43 die of food poisoning in 2 weeks. And farmers, agric workers blame hoarding, importation of substandard items. Next is the Business Times. Viable airports, air transport key to economic growth. Stakeholders list stunted growth, policy somersaults, others as challenges to airport viability. Nigerian banks' assets surged to 121 trillion naira in 2023, reaching half of national GDP. Federal government offers dollar-dominated FGN bond valued at $500 million for subscription. Number of youths not in employment, education or training cause for concern despite falling jobless rates. That's according to International Labour Organization. NLNG inaugurates 10,000 tons galvanized plant for Train 7 project. NNPC Limited is not paying subsidy. AGIA. Next is Nature News newspaper. Nigerian government sets up climate portal to stem wasteful spending in COP29. Reactions trail Nature News JTI certification for media integrity. Niger government partners Soilless Farm Labs to drive agric innovation. DIRI seeks Commonwealth support for environmental justice claims. WAPAN president seeks recognition support for 13,000 members. Ogun commences harvest of 200 hectares of rice farm. Kebbi community residents drink unsafe water, battle waterborne diseases. Last but not least is the Nation Sporting Live. I owe a lot to Lukman. Laments Super Eagles stars linked to PSG. That's Gianpiero Gasperini. PGA or PFA Young Player Award. Palmer beats Saka. Mainu. Juventus inquire about Sterling. Chelsea joined Tony Chase. No chance. Barca are unwilling to resign Cancelo. Battles against Benin, Rwanda. Iguavoin tipped to lead Eagles. Games to hold September the 7th, September the 10th. 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Anderson to miss Benin, Rwanda games. Okoye pens new Udinese deal. Nwabali might continue with PSL club. And then Gundogan edges closer to Man City return as agent arrives in Manchester for talks. That's about it for the newspapers up for review. Veronica.